Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is known for swords and being quite hungry.
I feel quite hungry!
One of the lesser used systems in the game is an archery system. So in this episode of Josh Does Stuff, Henry has a sword fighting allergy and cannot fight with a metal sword. This raises the question, can you beat Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 with only a bow?
Shit!
We begin the game running around like a chicken without its head, unable to do anything because we don't have a bow. Finally, though, the intro is done, and we are finally free of Esposa Hans. We begin by immediately talking to everyone. Why? Because I'm not completing this without speech. That's not happening. So we're going to level up our speech XP. But I can't kill someone with words, and you do need to kill someone in this game. So unless you got Anakin's thesis, it's become apparent I need a weapon. Hours after starting the challenge and running around and dying through my brilliant detective work and deductive reasoning, I am able to find a bow. After that, we head to Ratadid, or whatever the blacksmith's, whatever his name is, and start the main quest. I get distracted, though, and begin a life doing an actual job. Blacksmithing. In-game, of course. I could never have a job in real life. That would just be silly. Despite the fact I'm allergic to swords, in the smithy I can stand it. Kind of like how gluten phobes can eat bread in Europe. I decided to delay the main quest for a bit and decided that Henry needs to work out, Rocky style. You see, playing as a bowman in the early game is actually very frickin' difficult. Henry is slower and poorer than even the most beggar-looking bandits, which means we get wrecked over and over and over again consistently, despite the fact that these bandits are getting bowed to the face. In order to thrive, we are going to need to level up our vitality. The way we do this is by borrowing a bunch of stuff and using auto walk. There's no auto walk, you say. Well, you're wrong. Ta-da! After we get Henry nice and swole and doing a bunch of side quests, we are finally ready to go do all those boring wedding quests. This time, in order not to get wrecked as a bowman, I've acquired the most OP ability in this game, this poison stuff. If you hit them with the bow, they can't run, meaning I can now do hit and runs, and it's insanely hard to kill me, especially because my vitality stat is skyrocketed right now after those exploits we were doing. Anyway, we wipe one of Goal's crew and get the cart for the drunkies. We proceed further and get to the wedding. We wine and dine and even have fun time with a very, very awkward woman.
I see, you naughty girl. Where?
I'll show you. Follow me.
Well,
Good.
that was something. It's just, I liked it very much.
Yes, it was nice.
You don't sound very convincing.
Well, to tell you the truth, it wasn't that great.
Really? I see.
Von Berghoff doesn't show up, and somehow we end up in a fist fight. This lands us in prison with Shithead. Oh, wait, there's a problem. Shithead was doing other stuff on the side. They're gonna hang him. We run around and eventually we fail, but get saved by Von Berghoff anyway, who shows up at the last possible second. Vonnie decides, at that point, we have to attack the bandits, who keep trying to kill us and do all this bad stuff. Bowed my way through hordes of good Christians, killed the shooters laying down hellfire, watched Punchface die from an alien Octomom infection, and continued on. Hans got wrecked, and I arrived at what I thought would be the hardest part of the game, a forced fight with Jean. Oh, and by the way, we have to win this fight, or, it just goes on for eternity. But no. At this point, I can wipe the floor with the dude. Hit him with some slowdown juice, whack him in the eye. No. The most painful part of this wasn't this. Actually, the hardest part of this whole game is the next part, playing as Godwin. Oh my gosh. Godwin parts make me want to bash my head against the wall. As far as I know, you can't actually get Godwin a bow, and crossbows for this challenge are no bueno. I get to this part with Eric and cry over and over and over again, dying a great many times. I finally figured something out that might work. What if I distracted the enemies, as many as possible, and I run away from the group of my allies? Luck finally shines my way, and Eric murks these losers. Defeat in detail in 1400s Bohemia? Napoleon has got nothing on me. Next, we watch Jan and Co. crush the Ishvan boys. We free Henry, and finally, we are back, baby. We then get crushed under rocks and tortured. Catherine saves us. Ishvan becomes a Russian oligarch. And we escape, and now we're off to the second region. We are off to Kuttenberg. We listen to Yobs tell us not to do two things, and then proceed to plan to do those two things. And in the meantime, me and Jan make sure the hangman doesn't catch the dry devil. And I proceed to free all his gang. I then go find this dude named Goathead, but annoyingly, he's not there. It turns out, in order to find Goathead, you have to meet up with these communist thieves and then find Goathead, despite the fact I've already played the game and I know where he is. Anyway, I level up my training with him, and because of Goathead, we were able to find Sam, who knows where this guy Liechtenstein is, who can help us free Hans. The problem is, he doesn't trust us, and he sends two people to kill me. I blow them in the face, and boom, we meet Liechtenstein. I then head to what children crave, the mines. I'm doing this because I'm starting an investigation to find dirt, and eventually along the way through this whole mine stuff, I meet up with this Navy guy. I proceed to wipe the floor with him, but I decide to spare the horse dude. However, the horse dude snitched on me, and as is the law of the land, snitches get stitches. I go outside the mine, see the main dude, and kill him. But nothing happens, so I realize there's definitely a glitch going on. I proceed into the mine anyway, slaughter some bandit folks, free some random Italians. Everything is going great. I got the blackmail. I tell the guy I'm blackmailing that we own him. Next, we free Capon, meet the king, and then we have to head to the Jewish quarter because the anti-Semite Eric the Whiner is trying to kill a bunch of people. Because of all the death and destruction, Henry starts getting some flashbacks to Skalitz. At this point, I'm feeling the end is near. Not because the game is close to ending, but the space on my computer is running low. I have to make a hard choice. Delete Fortnite or keep making this video. I muster the strength to delete my beloved Fortnite, and the recording continues. I get back to it and end up as a spy again. I save Musa and get the cannon. Then we launch an assault on Malaklov Castle, but I spare the villagers after the devil takes a nice tasty arrow to the face. I Chad talk my way into Von Berge surrendering, leaving the option of Leva Rosa open. Everything's going great when Von Berghoff makes the suggestion to rob the Italian court to free the hostages and steal the silver. No joke. Forget the jokes for a second. Is this plan so ridiculous that Vonnie thought it would fail? Why would he bring this up at all? It's kind of crazy, right? It's insane. Now, anyway, whatever. We go to Rosa's house. Some beggars, nowhere near my level, get the jump on me. After crushing them, me and Rosa have happy, fun time. The next part of the game is playing as a drunk Pope Baldwin and buying some scrap metal. We then sneak through the underground mines, break in, I bow a bunch of guards, Adler has fun time with some Italian's wife. Mamma mia! Gets start looting the silver when suddenly Eric shows up. Dun dun dun. Musa saves me and the French dude betrays us, much like real Frenchmen. Always a bunch of cheaters. Adler dies, we run off with Eric on our tail, but we make it to Suckle. We all go to bed and wake up and get absolutely hammered because we won. Eric, though, challenges me to a duel, and I say no because LOL. Just because I killed your stepbaddie / boyfriend don't mean I owe you the time of day. So, a siege begins, but don't worry. I'm loaded. Not with food or like supplies that would be helpful to a normal person. No. I'm loaded on poison arrows, and I wipe the floor with these losers. Weeks pass, and Henry and Sam volunteer to go get an army. But considering it's a death mission, if you have been a good boy, you can romance either Hans or Catherine. Despite me attempting to flirt with Catherine, all game, quite successfully, I might add.
Haven't you ever had your back scrubbed by a woman before?
Well, let's just say a couple of girls have seen my forging hammer.
Is that what you call it? Lord have mercy.
What are you laughing at?
I was just imagining the line of poor girls waiting for you to throw them down on your anvil and let them have it between their legs.
Can we just get back to the reason I'm here?
Catherine doesn't want to be with Henry. I decided not to do Hans because I don't want to be canceled by the right, and then jumped off a wall. As I make my way through the progress camp, it becomes apparent that stealth at this stage is easy and honestly kind of ridiculous. It almost makes me think I should have one-man army these fools and bowed them all to death. But as I stated earlier, I'm a mid-20s male with no job, so LOL, that's a lot of work. I'm not gonna do that. At the end, I don't kill Markfart because, something about two graves when, I don't know, something about 2 graves when you bury or something. I don't know. I do kill the French guy and save Sam, but for whatever reason in the afterlife, Daddy doesn't like that for some reason. Even though it's basically impossible to do so without killing the French guy. So I guess I should have just let your son die, but whatever. One more Godwin bit, and boom, Henry comes in and saves the day with new daddy. Roll ending, roll credits, and yes, you can beat Kingdom Come Deliverance with only a bow.